The day Napoleon was defeated by rabbits, a moment so absurd, it rewrote how history remembers him. On a warm afternoon in 1807, Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who defeated empires, found himself running from rabbits. Yes, rabbits. Hundreds of fluffy, determined invaders charged straight at the most feared leader in Europe, turning a simple hunt into a moment so bizarre it became a legend in military history. The whole incident began when Napoleon requested a celebratory rabbit hunt after signing the Treaty of Tilsit in 1807. His chief of staff, Alexandre Berthier, wanted to impress him, so he arranged a grand afternoon event with food, wine, and what was supposed to be a controlled hunt. But instead of wild rabbits, Berthier's suppliers brought hundreds, possibly thousands, of tame, domesticated rabbits. These rabbits had spent their lives being fed by humans, not chased by them. So when the cages were opened, they didn't scatter. They ran straight toward Napoleon, expecting snacks. This tiny mistake turned a proud moment into one of history's strangest episodes. The hunt was supposed to be a symbolic gesture, a moment of relaxation after months of war. But the mood quickly shifted. When the rabbit handlers opened the cages, instead of fleeing into the field, the rabbits turned as one and charged. At first, Napoleon laughed, assuming it was coincidence. But the wave of furry bodies grew thicker, rolling toward him in a continuous stream. Officers froze. Berthier stared, confused. No one had prepared for this. The Emperor of France, a man who commanded armies across Europe, suddenly faced an approaching horde of soft, determined attackers who believed he was their source of food. Napoleon wasn't easily rattled. He had survived ambushes, cannon fire, and betrayal. But nothing in his military training prepared him for a rabbit assault. As the bouncing wave closed in, he stepped back, then back again. The rabbits swarmed around his boots, tugging at his coat, jumping onto his legs. To them, he looked like a walking picnic basket. The emperor barked orders, "Shoo them away!" But the rabbits didn't care. Officers tried waving them off with hats and riding crops, but that only encouraged the bolder ones. Napoleon realized, too late, that this was no hunt. This was a feeding frenzy. The officers tried to regain control, but the domesticated rabbits were fearless. They hopped onto wagons, climbed over boots, and nibbled at the hems of decorated uniforms. Some rabbits even chased officers who tried to run. Berthier shouted for the handlers, but they were already overwhelmed. The rabbits surged like an unstoppable tide. Napoleon attempted to brush them off with his gloved hands, but more kept coming. The field became a chaotic blur of fur, dust, and shouting. What had started as a peaceful afternoon celebration had devolved into a scene so ridiculous that several soldiers couldn't stop laughing even as their emperor retreated. When the rabbits refused to break formation, Napoleon made a decision no one expected. He retreated. He turned, coat flapping, and began walking quickly toward his carriage. But the rabbits followed, hundreds of them, bouncing after him like a loyal furry army. Officers formed a loose perimeter, trying to hold the rabbits back, but they slipped through every gap. Napoleon increased his pace. The rabbits increased theirs. To witnesses, it looked like the emperor was being escorted, unwillingly, by a swarm of fluffy bodyguards. It became clear that this was no longer about saving dignity. This was about escaping an ever-growing sea of hungry rabbits. Napoleon climbed into his carriage, hoping to shut the door before the rabbits reached him. But the rabbits were faster. They gathered around the wheels, jumped at the steps, and even tried hopping inside. The coachman cracked the reins, urging the horses forward, but the rabbits followed for several meters before finally giving up. As the carriage pulled away, Napoleon leaned back, stunned. He had escaped battles across Europe with strategic brilliance, But today, he'd barely escaped a group of over-eager herbivores. The officers riding behind him weren't sure whether to apologize, laugh, or pretend the entire event had never happened. Once the chaos settled, Berthier approached Napoleon with deep embarrassment. He explained that the rabbit suppliers had delivered domesticated rabbits instead of wild ones. Napoleon stared at him, silent for a long moment. Then, incredibly, he laughed, an honest, full laugh rarely heard among his officers. The absurdity of it all broke the tension. Berthier apologized repeatedly, but Napoleon waved him off. Still, word spread quickly among the troops. By evening, soldiers were already reenacting the rabbit charge with exaggerated leaps. Napoleon could defeat rival nations, but he couldn't escape becoming the subject of one of the funniest stories in European military history. The humorous event took place during a crucial moment in European politics. The Treaty of Tilsit had just ended major hostilities between France, Russia, and Prussia. Napoleon expected the hunt to symbolize fresh stability and renewed confidence. Instead, it became a reminder that even the most powerful leaders can be humbled by simple mistakes and hungry rabbits. While historians debate the exact number of rabbits involved, all accounts agree there were many, and they were determined. This small episode humanized Napoleon, proving that even a military genius could face situations where grand strategy meant nothing compared to the instincts of domesticated animals. This strange tale survived because multiple witnesses wrote about it in letters, memoirs, and officer accounts. While early versions varied in details, some claimed hundreds, some said thousands, the core story remained consistent. Later historians confirmed that domesticated rabbits behave exactly this way when expecting food. Military officers retold the story for decades, finding comfort in the idea that even Napoleon had off days. Newspapers picked it up later, and by the 20th century, it became a favorite example of how history often contains odd, unexpected moments. Today, it's recognized as one of the most delightful footnotes in Napoleonic lore. Domesticated rabbits are conditioned to associate humans with food, not danger. Unlike wild rabbits, which flee at the slightest noise, tame rabbits approach confidently when they see people. They recognize shapes, movement patterns, and even clothing silhouettes that resemble their caretakers. When Berthier's suppliers delivered rabbits raised in captivity, they unintentionally created the perfect recipe for chaos. To the rabbits, Napoleon and his officers weren't hunters, they looked like lunch delivery. Their bold behavior wasn't aggression, it was expectation. This scientific explanation helps historians understand why the rabbits moved like a unified swarm, responding instinctively to the presence of humans. While Napoleon laughed publicly, private letters suggest he was irritated not at the rabbits, but at the embarrassment. His image relied on authority and control, and being swarmed by rabbits didn't fit the persona he carefully crafted. Still, even he recognized the harmlessness of the incident. It wasn't a diplomatic disaster or a military failure, it was simply absurd. Some close aides later wrote that the emperor joked about it on rare occasions, but mostly he preferred not to revisit the memory. His irritation faded with time, but among the troops, the legend grew stronger with each retelling. Berthier, a meticulous organizer known for precision, viewed the incident as a personal failure. His reputation was built on flawless logistics, and yet he had accidentally supplied his emperor with the most ineffective hunt in history. He immediately blamed the handlers, but deep down, he knew he should have verified the type of rabbits. Despite Napoleon's reassurance, Berthier felt humiliated. For months afterward, other officers teased him subtly, leaving carrots on his desk, or jokingly checking animals before events. Though good-natured, the teasing reminded him of the day his perfect planning was undone by a misunderstanding involving hundreds of hungry rabbits. For the everyday soldiers, the story became instant campfire gold. Life in Napoleon's army was grueling. Long marches, harsh winters, and constant uncertainty. A moment of comedy, especially at the expense of someone powerful, allowed them to relax. Soldiers mimicked the rabbit charge, reenacting it with dramatic leaps and squeaks. Some even carved tiny wooden rabbits as jokes. The incident added a rare moment of levity to a period otherwise dominated by war. Though no one dared mock Napoleon directly, humor traveled quietly among the ranks, becoming part of the army's unofficial folklore. As decades passed, the story grew. Some retellings claimed 3,000 rabbits swarmed Napoleon. Others said he tripped and fell, though no credible source confirms that. A few embellished the tale so much it sounded like a battlefield defeat. But the core truth remains. Domesticated rabbits overwhelmed the emperor during a staged hunt. Historians emphasize that exaggerations often occur because soldiers and writers couldn't resist enhancing an already hilarious event. The myth-making process transformed a simple misunderstanding into a legend, one now retold in books, classrooms, and documentaries worldwide. Beyond the humor, this incident highlights how history is shaped by humanity, not just strategy. Even the most powerful leaders experience moments of chaos and unpredictability. The rabbit incident reminds us that behind the uniforms, medals, and political decisions were people who laughed, panicked, and made mistakes. It also teaches about the importance of verifying information, even something as simple as the choice of animals for a hunt. Most importantly, it offers a rare glimpse of vulnerability in a figure often portrayed as untouchable. This small moment reveals more about Napoleon's personality than many military reports ever could. Though rabbits don't swarm in the way insects do, domesticated rabbits can exhibit collective movement when driven by the same instinct, usually hunger. When the cages opened, the rabbits saw humans and moved predictably toward the source of food. Once the first rabbits approached Napoleon, others followed instinctively, creating the illusion of a coordinated charge. Animal behavior experts explain that when enough individuals move in the same direction, the group appears unified, even without communication. This natural phenomenon, paired with human error, produced one of history's most comedic moments. While the rabbit incident is rarely mentioned in academic texts, it endures in cultural memory. Historians studying Napoleon often use the story to illustrate the softer side of an otherwise intense era. It contrasts dramatically with events like Austerlitz or the Continental System, highlighting that even strategic geniuses had strange, unpredictable moments. For modern audiences, it humanizes a figure who often feels distant and larger than life. The rabbit defeat might not appear in military textbooks, but it remains a beloved anecdote in broader historical storytelling. This small event carries surprising lessons. It shows that leadership requires adaptability, even in absurd situations. It demonstrates how logistical errors, no matter how trivial, can reshape outcomes. It also reveals how humor plays a role in military life, strengthening bonds among soldiers. Most importantly, it reminds us that historical narratives are not only shaped by grand victories or tragic defeats. Sometimes, they're shaped by accidents, misunderstandings, and moments that expose the humanity behind powerful figures. In Napoleon's case, the rabbits offered a rare lesson in humility, wrapped in fur and fueled by hunger. More than 2 centuries later, the day Napoleon was chased by rabbits remains one of history's strangest true events, a moment where power, pride, and unpredictability collided in a single afternoon. It's a reminder that even towering figures can face situations so bizarre they defy logic, and perhaps that's why this story endures. It reveals the unexpected humor hidden within history. If you enjoyed exploring this unusual tale, consider sticking around for more stories that uncover the weird, surprising threads woven through our past. You never know what strange moment shaped the world next.